Good evening, Catherine from sunny Australia.
Hi, Darlene. It's 6 p.m. here in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Oh, wow. Amazing we can do this. And
Yeah.
welcome today. And thank you for agreeing to do this interview. I think you have an incredible story to share. And as you know, I am a mind-body behavior practitioner using FasterEFT, tapping, hypnotherapy, NLP, and neuroscience. And I love to share what an incredible tool this is in clearing trauma and enabling us to live our best lives. And Catherine, when I think of you, you are such a great example of someone who has taken the bull by the horns. And I'm going to introduce you properly, but in my personal view, you've been on a long healing journey. And then you found me and we did some sessions together. So everybody knows what the link is here. And then you came and walked a Camino. In fact, you walked 2 Caminos with me. So it's been amazing getting to know you after working with you as a client. So let me start properly by introducing you. So you are a psychiatric mental health board certified clinical nurse specialist, and you worked solo in your own private practice, prescribing psychotropic medications for your patients. And you're in your 60s and you just recently retired. And alongside this, you've been on your own healing journey. So that's my introduction. And I'd like to hand over to you with the question, how has it been working in this field of psychiatric mental health? What was that like for you? And then also a bit about your parallel healing journey.
Mm. Yeah, well, I find working in this field to be exceptionally rewarding. It is such a gift to be able to help people on their own journeys towards healing. So I've always appreciated that. My own journey has been going on for quite a long time, and I have tried so many different therapies, and then I found you, and um, I feel like the work we did was so impactful and so useful to me that I'm very happy to talk about it at any time. It's been very it's been a gift, totally.
Oh, wow. And you know, I was looking up the meaning of psychotropic, and I thought, now what exactly does that mean? And I found a definition: any drug capable of affecting the mind, emotions, and behavior. And I thought, wow, obviously people need drugs to help them get through, to get to the next level, to cope. But I thought it is so incredible that the tools I'm using do those things as well. They help the mind, the emotions, and behavior. And and thank you so much for saying that you got so much out of it. So what was, if you can just give the viewers a bit of a background on your own trauma journey, what did that look
Sure.
like for you? Where was that, where did that come from?
Sure, sure. So I have a diagnosis of complex PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, and I had some experiences as a child, like chronic experiences that gave me PTSD. And then as a young adult, I had some more experiences that, also affected me negatively. I was raped at one point. I've had many losses in my life. I lost two siblings during the pandemic. So there's there's many issues that I have been dealing with throughout, and I've tried so many different therapies. I've tried psychotherapy, I've tried EMDR, I've tried EFT, I've tried ketamine therapy, and other somatic and movement therapies. And then, I found FasterEFT and was delighted to experience that.
Okay. So what would you say? So we all know that trauma comes from childhood. And then when we experience other events in our lives, it becomes compounded because
Right.
that original trauma, that could be overt, covert, is
Yeah.
it's with us our whole lives. It's in our
Yeah,
bodies, it's in our mind, it's expressed subconsciously.
exactly.
So, so how would you say you were before therapy and after therapy? And maybe prior to finding Faster EFT or even your other
Sure,
therapies. And then
sure,
how are you now?
sure. So, what would happen to me is I would get triggered by some memory or some event that was um, still trapped in my body, and I would become dissociated. I would kind of lose my sense of time, um, not be able to be in the present moment, not to feel joy or function well when I would get dissociative. And this could happen, it happened completely unconsciously to me. I would just trigger a memory and I would be back in that place where the trauma first took place. And this would undo me. It could undo me actually for hours or days or even weeks. And so when we worked together and we did the faster EFT, I consider that it helped um, it helped me restructure and reconfigure memories. It's not that I ever forget them, but it allowed me to make them benign and allowed me to be able to process them in such a way that they no longer affected me negatively. And I was able to return to my life and be fully functional, fully present, and find that joy in life that I wanted so badly. I believe I have done a lot of work myself. I've never stopped trying. I did a lot of EFT before I had met you, and that was very beneficial. And I found an EMDR therapist, Mary Grace O'Hearn, who's excellent. But I found that faster EFT was able to bring me further and more quickly than any other of the trauma therapies I had done before that. Um, because I had been working on myself for so long, I may have been a little impatient and may have wanted to, get healthier quicker. And it just felt like an opportunity. And that's exactly what I experienced. I was able to bundle together different memories and experiences and process them. And I mean, the work that we have done together, Darlene, I never go back and re-experience those memories in any negative light at all. They are completely addressed in a profound and healing way.
Oh, that is so eloquent, the way you have described your progress. And I'm so appreciative, Catherine, that you can so eloquently put this across so that other people out there know that there is help and
Yeah,
there are tools for, as you say, unlocking these memories that are trapped in the body. And
yeah,
that's what I find so important and so exciting today that we've embraced the whole mind-body connection is that, you know, these memories that we've been through, events, traumatic events, they are in they're sensory. We may
Yes.
see them, we may hear certain words, that they're in our bodies. We can feel it
Yes.
in our bodies. When you spoke about dissociation, your body shuts down to protect us, and all of that is to protect us. And it's so amazing that we now have that understanding that it's not just about talking about the events, but we need these tools like EMDR,
Exactly.
EFT, FasterEFT, hypnotherapy, NLP to
Yes.
change how we hold all of this in our bodies. And
Yes.
and one of the things we do in Faster EFT is go to the memories, those core memories that have trapped us, that undo us, as you say,
Right.
and to help the body and the mind realize that it's not happening anymore. Because the brain gets triggered, like you said, you'd be triggered and you'd be undone for a few hours, a few days, and it keeps us safe. It recognizes some
Yes.
danger, and whoosh, it wants to
Yeah.
take us away from that
Yeah.
danger.
And in the sessions that we did together, we did all of that. We reprocessed some very challenging, difficult memories. But on top of that, what you did was quite special, Doreen. You gave me tools to use for myself. Every session, you gave me a different tool. Sometimes positive visualizations, affirmations, using symbols and colors. I remember I summoned up a dragon, and I could summon my dragon up if I needed to defend myself or needed to protect myself. And what a gift that was. I gave him a coat of bejeweled coat and made him real. And it that's the symbol of that was extraordinary for me. And so, not alone the work that we accomplished in the sessions, you gave me the tools to keep moving forward with the work after the sessions were over. So that today, if something comes up for me, I stop in my tracks and I think about, well, what is going on? When was I feeling, normal? The last moment, and what has happened, what thought or what did somebody say, what could have triggered me, and I go back and I use one of those tools to bring myself back into the present moment, to take some deep breaths or whatever that is, or do an EFT.
Oh, wow. You just described that so beautifully. And, you know, you confirming how unique our own trajectory is when we're healing. We have to
Mhm.
find the tools that work for us. And I keep gathering more tools. I love it. I
Mhm.
never want to get attached to one thing. I want to be a lifelong learner. And
Right.
there's so much out there. So, and as you say, I love to send my clients home with this is how you tap. And if you
Yes,
don't use it, it's not going to work. So credit to you.
exactly.
You've actually used it. When you're
Yes,
feeling bothered, when you're triggered, interrupt it. This is an interruption tool. It changes. And it's also, a psychiatrist said his biggest aim is to help people to live in the present. That's what we're
yes,
doing because trauma takes us back to the past and
that's
it
right.
makes us worry about the future because,
Right.
you know, we don't feel equipped to handle the future. And, you know, the affirmations, what you just, that
Mm,
those are gold, provided you're
yes,
not just saying them in a rote fashion, you know, I am amazing, I am good enough. And I
right.
think, you know, I've guided you and other clients. This is an important point to notice the resistance when you say your affirmations,
Right.
because
Yeah.
therein lies the work. Then you know there's a bit more work. you know? Yeah.
Right.
I am capable. Notice the resistance. Make sure it's 100% true. Otherwise, you use one of your tools. You know,
Right.
you're tapping visualization. And I love that bejeweled dragon because that was your very own hero tool to
Yes.
bring Catherine back to her most authentic, amazing, empowered state of being.
Exactly. Exactly. And I still remember that. I remember that fondly, and I
Mm.
haven't had to release the dragon in a long time, but he's there if I need him.
Yes, yeah. And you know, just last night we set a mouse trap because a banana was eaten in the pantry, and at 11:30 last night we could hear it had been caught, and it was caught in a little cage. So
Right.
I went and picked up the cage, and this mouse or rat, or I'll
Right.
euphemistically call it a marsupial, an
All
Australian
right.
marsupial.
Right.
But I went back to bed and I could feel it in my body. I could feel the weight of this creature, and I could hear
Right.
the running feet. And you know what I did, Catherine? I just tapped. I said, that
Right.
sound, let it go, let it go, let it go, that sound. And my
Right.
husband was just chuckling and he was going, oh, I feel creepy. And I was like, well, let it go with me.
Right.
And the look of it. So
Absolutely.
it's how we hold the trauma. I could see it, I could hear it, I could feel it in my
Right.
body. And this is
Yeah.
what I love about Faster EFT is we tackling it from all those sensory inputs. We're interrupting it, we're letting it go, we're using our words, we're
Yes.
scratching the record on how we hold it so that it no longer bothers us. Well, I tell you, within 15 minutes, I was asleep again.
Oh, that's excellent. Yeah, it doesn't
So that's,
surprise me.
yeah. So that's a
Yeah.
practical example of how we can use
Yeah.
EFT,
Absolutely.
faster EFT, tapping, you know, and I think people find it looks a bit silly, you know, oh, this tapping thing. But once you know how to do it, you can almost just do it in your mind, go, there it is
Right.
again. Let it go, let it go. You can imagine the tapping points. Or sometimes I'm driving, I'll just tap on my collarbone. And my body
Right.
knows now, hey guys, time to let this go.
Right.
And the squeezing of the wrist, you know, we're anchoring that good feeling in by saying peace, the
Right.
breathing. We're engaging the vagus nerve. We're letting the body know that we're safe. There's nothing to fear. Yeah. So,
Sorry about that interruption. It'll go away soon.
uh,
Um,
it's normal
but
life.
one thing I was thinking about, the greatest compliment I can give you, Doreen, is that I sent my daughter to you to for some sessions because I trusted you and knew she would be safe, and I knew that she would learn so much. And I spoke to her a week ago because she's away at a yoga training right now, and she said one of her roommates was distressed, and she said, I did a tapping with her.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah,
It makes my heart sing.
yeah. Sharing it, sharing the gift,
Yeah,
helping others.
yeah.
Yeah.
And this is why I've just recently started my Soul Bloom circles
Mm.
in this room, my new room. And I had my first circle last week. And it's so exciting because I've got so much to share. You know, I want everybody
Mm.
to become a self-healer. Once you
Yeah,
become familiar with your own patterns and triggers and your own history, you create this awareness, and then you have the opportunity to change it so that
yeah.
you can be, so that you can bloom, so that you can be the best version of yourself.
That sounds
Yeah.
excellent. So that is not virtual, that's in person.
It's in person. And I
Nice.
do plan in the future to take it online.
Right.
Yeah. I just
What a
really
great
wanted
resource.
to, a lot of my work's online, and
Right.
I really wanted to start a community here in my hometown and make healing accessible. You don't have to go and spend $150, $200 on a session. That will fast track you for sure, because
Right.
we're gonna isolate exactly what's holding you back and move you forward. But for some people, it's a very nourishing experience to team up with a group of women and just share your
Mm.
life journey, set your
Mm.
intentions, work through your obstacles together. So
Mm.
for
That sounds like such an awesome resource.
yeah. And yeah, so I'm so happy I've started that because as you know, when you want to manifest something in your life, you first got to work on what's holding you back.
Right.
Yeah. So, Catherine, my question now is how is your life different? You've done
Mm.
all those therapies you mentioned and you worked with me. How has this um, tangibly changed your life?
Right. Well, I can tell you, I feel lighter. I'm happier. I'm more content. I have energy and vitality. I can quickly come back if I do find myself triggered, which is the best gift of all. I have energy to pursue activities and hobbies that I haven't engaged in years. I've been doing a little jewelry making, and I'm going to make felt critters, felted critters. Um, and I have a lot of interest in reading books and gardening, and it's a wonderful time for me. I retired a year ago, and it was just perfect because I think if I hadn't healed and hadn't grown, it might have been difficult having all of that free time. But I use my time wisely, and I enjoy every minute of it.
Oh my word, that is so beautiful to hear. So
Yeah,
that brings me to my next topic, which is the Camino. And
right.
so I think it was 2023, you decided, because I offer this as a like a walking retreat where you really get to embody yourself. And I'd love to hear what your experience of going on this long walk was like
Oh,
and
sure.
what that did for you. How did you find it?
Sure. So, um, I I think a Camino is magical. Um, it allows you to reflect while you're walking. It takes you away from the everyday normal things at home. You're on a Camino, and you're trying to travel as light as possible, and you meet people along the way. You engage with them. You end up having a fabulous conversation with somebody that you never expected, and it's just what you needed. And the Camino always offers gifts and challenges. I mean, last year when I went, there was torrential rain for 3 days, and we were up to our ankles in water. And I learned lessons from that. I learned that um, it's I should not make assumptions. I assumed that if I dried my shoes that evening, and I spent hours endeavoring to dry my shoes, my wet shoes, so that I could start off the day dry the next day, only to walk into a huge pool of water 30 minutes into the walk the next day. And I quickly learned, give that up. Your feet are wet, so what? Your shoes will dry in a timely fashion. Um, I think there's so many rituals and incredible moments along a Camino. I, like most people, brought some rocks from home and I placed them along the way. And it was such a relief to kind of let go of actually the grief I was holding for the loss of my brother and sister. I felt that it took a load off being able to do this and also being in the community of others because there were 8 of us. And so you're not alone and you leave this stone and it's a symbol for what you're letting your burden down. And so that is a tremendous gift. I learned so many things along the way, and I availed of incredible little opportunities. I remember we'd go for a dip in the ocean. At one point, we went to a sound bath, which was incredible. We experienced, the um, local fair and dancing. We watched some dancing, and and then you get, when you least expect it, you get immersed in the community. I remember when the whole town erupted because they were um, so thrilled that they had won the soccer match, and you're just taken in by that energy, and you feel so alive and vibrant. So, I mean, the number of gifts that a Camino provides is amazing. I mean, you're walking every day and you have little rituals starting off, and you have the ritual of walking, the ritual of stretching and cooking your meal, maybe, or eating a lovely meal in community, washing your clothes, spending time journaling, reflecting. It's an incredible opportunity. I would encourage anybody to go and, having gone with you, Doreen, I mean, you've arranged everything to the finest detail. So I was just able to go and immerse myself in the experience and not worry about accommodations or how where we were going. You took care of everything, and that was incredible. You did an awesome job doing that.
Thank you. Thank you for that. And I concur with everything you said. You just took me on a journey now. And I love what you say, that it brings you alive. Despite all the challenges, it's a mini hero's journey, and it's a parallel journey to life, the journey of life, hey? The obstacles and the pleasures and the surrender. And I
Yeah,
love what you said, how you just surrendered to the weather, because
yeah,
we don't know if it's going to rain or shine, and and we're dealing with our own emotions, and learning to get along with everyone and seeing what it brings up in ourselves. So
right.
yeah. So do you think, I should ask, do you think going on a Camino could contribute to somebody's healing?
I definitely do. I think it does promote reflection and um, just engaging outside of yourself with the landscape, with others. It's you're fully present when you're walking along a Camino, and it allows you to grow, and it allows you to kind of um, help heal. I feel. I feel, when I lay down the stones, I mean, it just helped me lay down a huge burden that I'd been carrying. And it was hard to deal with that burden until I actually did that symbolic act. So I'm
Yeah.
very grateful for that.
And that's what I do love about the Camino, as opposed to just going on a holiday, because you could just go on a holiday to Spain or Italy or Portugal. We walked the Portuguese Camino together for 2 weeks there with our group. But you really have these rituals like laying down the stones and supporting the group, hey, sharing our intentions. And I do love making sure it's a ritual,
Yeah,
making sure people are coming with the right mindset, that I'm here to share this journey with all these women from all over the world, and I'm ready to face whatever challenges there are and be able to let them go and be in the present and enjoy this incredible little interlude in my life. Because I know why I love going back every year is because we come home and life gets so routine, you know,
right.
there's so
Yeah,
much to do at home. And when you
yeah,
go on that Camino, that pilgrimage, it's an opportunity to really just leave all that behind and find what's inside your heart and soul and nurture it and grow it
right.
and release some grief and some
Yes,
some patterns that are holding us back. I know I always love the opportunity to be better and just to do lots of thinking as you're walking. It's so
right.
um it's so important.
Yeah. And I vividly remember going into the Pilgrim House and reading the Pilgrim Principles about traveling light in the world, recycling, doing your bit. And those are all principles to, bring back to your everyday so that you can keep the Camino alive and keep it going for yourself, which is another great aspect. It's another tool to have.
Yeah. I think everyone who goes and walks, they come home and they really see life with new eyes.
Yeah,
It's like, how can I keep this feeling alive and this sense of space and to keep nurturing me as a person? And this, because the stronger I am and the more empowered and joyful I am, the more I can let that spill over and affect others.
right.
So it's a special community, and I would recommend everybody does it at least once in their
Oh,
lifetimes.
I would too. And, it doesn't matter how young or old you are, there's never a bad time to go on a Camino, I think.
Yeah, yeah. There's no
Yeah.
age barrier,
No,
cultural barrier.
no, no
It is
barriers.
just, it's just the path of love.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, so many special memories on that coastal walk we did doing the Portuguese Camino.
Yeah.
And as you know, the bug has bitten me badly. So I'm busy planning the next one, which is
That's
very
terrific.
exciting. I love the planning stage, Catherine.
That's great.
I start to feel it in my body as I'm
Right.
researching the little towns, and I'm already there.
Oh, that's
A-
awesome. You
And then I
transplant
can go
yourself
and
there.
then I can go and pack the dishwasher with glee.
That's excellent. Yeah, something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other exciting thing in our town is we are hosting, and we've been asked in 2026 to host the big National Australian Camino meeting,
Oh,
which
wow.
is a whole couple of days of events. So it's quite a privilege for for my Camino group here. And I'm on the
Wow.
committee, so watch this space.
Oh, that sounds splendid.
We're going to have speakers and events, and I was thinking, what an amazing opportunity to have an Australian Camino in
Absolutely.
2026.
Absolutely. Yeah,
You
that's
see, we never
awesome.
stop planning. Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna ask you one more question before I let you go and enjoy your evening. How long do you think the healing journey is? You've been on a long journey. How long
Right.
is it in your view, are you ever healed? What it, what sort of mindset should one have?
Right. I think I think it's a lifelong journey. Healing. Um, I think depending on the level of trauma, um, I think it can take a long time and commitment to recovery. But it's always doable. And um, if you are somewhat like me and take an active role in your own journey of healing, it will happen much quicker. If you seek out um, guides like yourself, Doreen, um, to help move you through some difficult, challenging stuff in a very safe way, I think that is important. It's I've never stopped looking for opportunities because I am a therapist and psychopharmacologist. I I check out so many conferences and I'm always learning something new, and I always am open to the possibility that maybe there's some healing in this for myself or in the past when I was working for my clients. So I've always been open to learning new techniques. And like yourself, I feel like I'm a lifelong learner, and I still try and grow and um, deal with my stuff. But I have to say that it is much more manageable. It's at a completely different level now. If
Yeah.
something comes up for me, I can nip it in the bud within an hour or two. It's never going to last days. It's that does not happen anymore. I've come too far. I've learned too much.
Mm,
I have many more skills now, thanks to you and thanks to other tools that I use.
yeah.
Um, yeah,
That is profound, that long view on healing. Thank you for sharing that,
sure.
because there is no magic bullet, and life
Right.
is always going to throw stuff at us to test us. I always say this is Earth School, but we
Yeah.
can walk lightly, like the Camino teaches us, and we can learn to shed what's in the backpack quicker and quicker,
Yes.
the wiser we
Yes.
get. So,
Yeah.
Catherine, I love that you are now a fellow traveler on this healing journey and on this journey of life. I really love and respect you. It's been awesome getting to know you these last few years. It's a very, very special when your clients become friends and come and walk Caminos with you.
Yes.
Um, so, um, and you are a total inspiration to me, the way
Oh,
you
thanks.
you just take something and make it work, and ensure that you are now living your best life,
Mm,
because if not now, when? And
right.
and I fully concur with you. It is a lifelong healing journey,
Mm,
but it gets easier. And
absolutely.
it's again clearing out those beliefs. Like, it's a beautiful journey. We can see it as a difficult journey, and oh, what the hell, this again? Or we can see it as an opportunity to remind ourselves, hey, there's that little trigger from the past. I know how to let it go now. And it
Right.
reminds me how far I've come, and how beautiful my life is right now, and how I'm going to keep it that way. So thank you
Yeah.
for so eloquently sharing your experience.
Oh,
And as you can see, Catherine, since we've been sitting here, the weather has changed from sunny. I live on the Sunshine Coast.
oh,
It's
yes.
now getting stormy, and I'm thinking, here comes the rain.
Oh, right. Oh, it's so true. Yeah, well, no, thank you for the opportunity to talk today. And Doreen, I think you're such a great gift, and you have been instrumental in my healing. And I am very grateful to you.
Oh, and likewise. Have a
Mm.
beautiful evening, Catherine. And
Thank you.
maybe I'll see you on the Camino again.
Yes, I think you can probably expect that for sure.
Okay. Bye for
Okay,
now.
darling. Bye for now.